and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a couple of weeks or over a month since my last video, but I had all this content planned out for you guys, and then I ended up chipping my front tooth like at the end of July, right before I left for vacation. So I couldn't get my videos pre-filmed, and I just got my tooth fixed on Tuesday. So here I am, finally able to sit down and film some content for you guys, because I've had so many ideas and I just couldn't get them up because of my tooth. It was not cute to look at. I didn't want to film, didn't want to sit down and do anything. So finally here I am. I can sit down, talk to you guys, get up some new content. So that being said, my first video back is one that I am most excited about, and that is a new series that I am starting here on my channel. If you read the title, then you already know what it is. So basically what this series is going to be is a guaranteed post once a month on a Friday. Obviously, if you got the title, it's not very original, honestly. It's just something super simple, but guaranteed one time a month, maybe more depending on the beauty industry and what comes out. Because if y'all know, this past month so many foundations have launched, from Makeup Revolution, Dose of Colors, Anastasia, who else came out with one? Fenty came out with a new one. Like, there are foundations dropping left and right recently. But at least one time a month I will be trying out a new hot foundation and letting you guys know my thoughts and opinions. So basically I will get the foundation, try it out for a week, give you a review and a wear test throughout the day, and let you know if I think the foundation is worth your money, if it will work for your skin type, like any concerns I might have with it, things I like, things I don't like, just an all-around good review. So that being said, the first foundation that I want to feature in this is going to be the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. This is it right here. I've actually, because of my whole tooth chipping situation, I've had this video planned for over a month now. So this foundation I've actually been trying out for a month now. That being said, all the other videos will not be like that, just because of the simple fact that we had some difficulties, so I couldn't get this out as soon as I wanted to, and I almost decided not to upload this because honestly so many other foundations have come out since this one did that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get any views, or oh, nobody wants to see this anymore because it's old news, which is such a hard thing to keep up in the beauty community because things are constantly launching every day, like so many products. It's so hard to keep up. But I was like, you know what, my channel is more for me and being helpful to people than it is for me worrying about how many views I'm gonna get. So I thought I would go ahead and share my thoughts and opinions with you on this. This will be probably my most in-depth and detailed review, just because I have been trying it out for so long. But I feel like after about 2 or 3 times wearing a foundation, I know how I feel about it. So I feel like 100% about all the rest of my videos only being like a week-long try-on or testing out situation. And still being able to give a full opinion on it. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eye makeup off camera, because I love to do my eyes before my foundation if I'm going to be wearing a crazy eyeshadow look. Like if I'm just gonna throw a couple colors on my eyes, like just something in the crease and go on with my life, I won't. But today I have a new palette that I got for my birthday, so I want to wear that. So that is what I'm going to go do off camera and charge up my camera a little bit, and then I will be back and we will jump into me trying on the foundation for you on camera. And then I'm going to do a wear test throughout the day today, and then also come back tonight and give you just some final thoughts and my final review on this product. So if y'all want to see my thoughts about this new foundation from Maybelline, then just keep on watching. Alright y'all, I am back and ready to go. So let me go ahead and put on my regular primer. So first I like to go in with the Wet n Wild Coconut Primer Spray. I'm almost out of this. I've gone through so many of these, like it is unreal. And then because I am extra and I double prime, I like to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is hands down my favorite primer combination right now, and also two of my favorite primers on the market. I just think they're amazing and they're affordable, so you really just can't go wrong. Okay, so let me pull up the claims on this foundation and also find my foundation. I never have it together when I film, honestly, truly. Okay, so this foundation is flawless coverage, protective makeup that achieves a lightweight, breathable finish. It has SPF 50. It's enriched with antioxidants to help protect against pollution. It evens skin tone and covers imperfection, and it is available in 16 shades. It retails for $12.99 on Ulta's website and in store, and then at Walmart I believe it's like $10.99, I want to say. So definitely go to Walmart if you have one. If not, you can go to Ulta, but you'll save some coins if you go to Walmart. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be applying it on this side of my face with a beauty sponge and this side with a brush, just so I can show you all the difference and also tell you which way I personally prefer. So we're going to go in sponge side first, and with this foundation, since it comes in a squeezy tube, I did not say that yet, but it comes in a squeezy tube, so I literally just squeeze some onto my face, and that's just what I like to do, because honestly, anytime I pump a product out on the back of my hand or squeeze it on the back of my hand, I always end up wasting products. So this is my way of not wasting any of my foundation, and I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. face sponge to blend this out. Okay, and there you see what it looks like with just one layer with the beauty sponge. It does claim to be a full coverage foundation. I don't believe that to be true 100%, just because if you can see right off the bat, like you can still see some of the breakouts on my chin, you can still see some of my redness peeking through, so it can get to full coverage, but you definitely have to build it up. But it is definitely more of a medium coverage foundation. So here is one layer with a sponge, and now we're gonna go and do one layer with the brush. I will say, if I wasn't doing this video, I would be totally fine with leaving the coverage like this, because it still looks flawless, skin-like, not heavy at all, and it's got a beautiful finish. And I just feel like with some concealer, I am good to go, because I honestly don't need that much foundation coverage anymore. So now we're gonna go in on this side with a brush and just using that same method. And I am going to be using the Luxie 532 brush and just kind of stippling this and then also rubbing it in. And here, as as you can see, I personally like to apply it with a brush because I just feel like it offers more coverage right off the bat. So on days where my skin isn't looking its best, I will go in with a sponge, but on days where I feel like I don't need as much coverage, I'm totally good with using a sponge. But here is the brush side, and as you can see, it covered up my chin a lot better, and you can't see any of the redness peeking through on my cheeks. So now I'm just gonna go add a little bit more foundation to this side so they will be even. And I will say, like, the one thing I love about this foundation is that you can keep building it up as much as you need to, and it is not gonna get heavy or cakey or like have any just ugly buildup on the skin. Like, it just stays looking gorgeous. Cause see, as you can see now, it's completely covering up that redness and the acne on my chin, and it also just still has that beautiful flawless looking finish. It almost looks kind of like dewy on the skin, and I will say, if you're like a oily skin type, just make sure you set it down with powder. That's one thing I have noticed throughout the day. I will get pretty oily with this depending on how much powder I go in with. Today I'm just gonna do a light layer just to show y'all what that would look like, and how it would wear throughout the day if I only powder a little bit. But on days I know I'm going to be outside or sweating a lot more, I will go in with some more powder, and it does like kind of take away that like dewy look to the skin, but it still doesn't look cakey, doesn't look heavy. And throughout the day, once my oils start to like peek through, like I will get this luminous look back to it. If you are more of a normal to dry skin, honestly you wouldn't have to set this foundation down, because right now it feels pretty dry. It's just a little bit tacky still, but by the time you're through with the rest of your makeup, like honestly it should be dried down and you should be fine, and you wouldn't need to set it at all in my opinion. So now we're gonna go in with concealer. I'm just using the e.l.f. full coverage concealer. I've recently started trying this out, so I really don't like to wear a full coverage concealer with this. If I don't need to, I'm totally fine with going in with something that has a little bit less coverage, but this is just the concealer I had on hand at the moment, so it's what I'm going to use. I'm gonna go ahead and add some powder on top of that concealer just to set it down. I'm just using this Wet n Wild face duo and just taking my sponge that I used to set and setting down that powder. Alright, and then to set the rest of the face, I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild loose translucent powder, and I'm just going to be using again that same sponge and just applying a little bit of powder to the rest of the face. And as you can see, just with adding concealer and some powder, this foundation doesn't have that like a dewiness that it had before, and that's just because I set it down. Now I'm going to do a trick that I just love and go in with my primer water one more time. Oh my gosh, it's running out. This primer water literally just spit all over me. So let me blend this out so I don't get any weird marks. So this is how the foundation looks with just concealer and a little bit of powder. that primer water kind of brought back a little bit of that glow that it was giving me, but not too much. So I'm gonna go apply the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will be back to show you how the skin is looking. All right, hey y'all, I am back. Here is the finished look. And yep, this is how the foundation is looking with all of my products on top. As you can see, it still looks very flawless. I mean, I'm clearly wearing makeup because, I mean, whose lids are naturally pink and sparkly? Or cheeks are this luminous. But here is how the makeup is looking, and I will be back in a couple of hours to do my first check-in. It is approximately 2:18 p.m. I got kind of a late start to the day. I was supposed to have started this earlier because I had some other videos to film, and I also need to have this out by tomorrow, so it's a whole thing. But here is how the makeup is looking, and I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, I'm back. Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to the first checkup of today. It is like 4 o'clock, so I've had this makeup on for a little over 2 hours. I know I said the time was 2:18 earlier, but that was after I finished my makeup, not when I first put the foundation on. But here is how it's looking. Of course, my lip color is kind of gone because I just had some lunch, but here's the skin. Still looks awesome. I am glowy, as you can see, but it's not really from the foundation. It's really just my highlight. But yeah, it's wearing well. Nothing has broken down or anything like that quite yet. But here we have it. Alright guys, so I will check back in with you in a couple of hours. Bye. Okay, well, I'm back. It is approximately 8. So I've probably had this foundation on for about 7 hours now. And this is how it's looking. Let me get into a better light, and I'll show you how it looks. So here is the foundation right now. As you can see, it is still wearing pretty well. I was scratching my nose, so it has worn off around there a little bit, and then a little bit on my chin, but other than that, it still looks pretty darn flawless, if I do say so myself. So yeah, now that you see the skin and how it's wearing, it kind of broke down around my nose, but again, I was literally like scratching my nose because allergies. But it still looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give you my final thoughts on it. I absolutely love this foundation. It is what I've been wearing non-stop for the past month now, ever since I purchased it. I just can't put it down. Literally every time I use my makeup, every time I do my makeup, I pick up this foundation to use. I just like how it wears, but most importantly, I just love how lightweight it feels on the skin, and just how you can have like barely any coverage with it if you just go in with a little bit, or you can have super full coverage if that's what you need. I will say that if you're oily, definitely set this foundation down with a powder. You're gonna want to, because on days where I am outside or I'm sweating a little bit more just in a hotter environment, I do get pretty oily with this if I don't go in with enough powder, but today it wasn't very hot. I wasn't going to be outdoors a lot, so I didn't put a lot of powder, and you can see some of that dew has come back to the skin, but it's like a healthy amount and not a crazy like grease ball amount. So oily girls, use a powder. If you're like me, combo oily, you can get away with just a little bit of powder. If you're normal or dry, I wouldn't even worry about setting this foundation because I don't think you'll have to. But this foundation I feel like will work for any skin type, just depending on what products you go in with as your primer and as your like setting powder, if you use one, and your setting spray will all like factor into how this wears. But it's still a beautiful foundation. It's affordable. You can get it easily. It's at the drugstore, it's at Walmart, Target, Ulta, like anywhere where you typically would get a Maybelline product, you can find it, and it's definitely worth the money in my opinion. So I would definitely recommend that you guys go pick this up. It is pretty long wearing, but that being said, I do have on primer, setting powder, and setting spray. So if you're not the type of person who doesn't use those type of products, it may not wear as long for you as it does for me, but I can get away with 10 hours plus in this foundation. So that's another aspect that I really enjoy. But that is all I have to say about this foundation. Honestly, I've said little things here and there throughout the video that I've loved, and honestly I am just ready to take this makeup off and go on about my day. I need to edit this video so I can upload it tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my new series. If there is anything that you would like me to add in these videos that I didn't really touch on, or a certain foundation that launches that you want to see, please just let me know in the comments or on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Insta, I'm even on Facebook. If you're close enough to me and know me that well, you can probably holler at me on there too. But just let me know if there's anything differently you would like me to do or try, or if you liked how I have structured this video so far. It's a new series and I'm interested in your feedback, because this content is for you guys more than it is for me, because I just want to be informative and help people out with makeup purchases, because makeup is honestly overwhelming. So many products are out there already and so many are constantly launching, and I talk to a lot of people who are like, I don't know what to buy, or I don't know what to do, and I just want to be a good resource for you guys. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media. I will have all of that linked below. Make sure you like this video and share, you know, let your friends know, your family know, whoever, just let them know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.